Welcome everyone back to the Crimson 15 podcast. I'm your host, Crimson.
And 15 PCA?
Native 454.
Be sure to check us out over on Twitter at C15 Podcast. So Disney doesn't know what to do with themselves. They're so bored with new ideas. They got to keep rebooting things. They're basically rebooting all the cartoons and the live action films, with varying results. But now they're considering rebooting the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise. It's the most unnecessary thing of all time. It's not old enough.
No one's asking for this. No one's like, man, I wanted more Pirates movies.
And it was already live action, so you can understand for animation to live action. No, this is just...
The first Pirates of the Caribbean came out of nowhere. Mm-hmm. It's like, it was a fun adventure film that hasn't been really around. The score, I love the music.
That's one of the main drives of the story.
I saw Pirates of the Caribbean just like on a whim. And the very first scene where you see Captain Jack Sparrow, yes. He's like on the mast, like the crow's nest, and he's looking out over the sea, and then you see him step off the thing. His boat was sinking as he was coming into dock, perfectly to where he walked on the dock and his boat sank. That's so funny. I'm gonna love this film.
I've never watched any of the pirate movies, but that thing has been used as a meme for so many things of things falling apart because it's funny.
Because he looks so proud of himself.
Like he's like some noble pirate captain.
He just walks on the dock and he just keeps going like, dude, you just sank your boat.
And what I love about the first film is that it had a lot of charm, it had a lot of funniness. A lot of the jokes that Jack Sparrow said were actually funny.
And it was a whole new world. Like, yes. How's this all work? Is it a magical world? Is it a more realistic world?
And the pirates had rules that no one knew about. So, like, in the first part of the movie, she says parlay, I had no idea what's parlay. And I guess it's a rule if you say that, you have to talk to the captain first before they do anything to you. So
yeah, I have to have my chance to speak to the captain.
Yeah, exactly, which I didn't know, which was a cool little, it's a hidden pirate thing I don't know about.
And it was a fun world you wanted to know a little bit more about, but then a new movie came out. And another one, and another one, and another one, and another one.
It beat it.
And there was time travel and magic and the edges of the world, and it just got too much. It just became this colossus, freaking crazy story world where the first film was just a fun adventure film, and that's where it should have stayed.
Yeah. It kind of what happened when they did the Crystal Skull with
Indiana Jones.
Yeah, it got way too out there.
And I like the idea of a pirate story and an adventure and, Davy Jones' locker and all those, fly the Jolly Roger flag. I like all that stuff, but they really, really beat it into the ground. They really did.
Yeah, they did.
Like, did you see the last one? I hadn't even seen it.
Yeah.
It just was so disinterested in the whole situation.
And that's the problem that happened. I feel like they were making these films way too fast to even sit down and be like, okay, we got to make some type of coherent story.
They knew they had an interesting world, but they just didn't realize, okay, you have to be subtle. Bring a movie out every 4 or 5 years, not every other year. You didn't need to do that.
And did Jack Sparrow have to literally be involved with every single freaking famous pirate of all time?
Yeah, no.
I know every single thing, like, what are you, Blackbeard and all those other guys.
I was okay when it happened the first time, I would suspect. But then after that, I'm pretty sure it got old.
Yeah, he knew everyone. He was, in everyone's business.
Yeah, like he was
Davy Jones,
Yeah, everything. Yeah. Like, every tiny pirate thing that people happen to know he was involved in somehow.
How much... I know Jack Sparrow's such a big character, but how nice would it have been if he was just maybe cameos in all the other movies?
Like he just so happened to be heard. Oh, did you ever hear this guy Jack Sparrow?
Yeah, exactly. That would be funny. Or if you see him in the background in the
They're going to run apart so much he'll be Somali pirates next.
Yeah. They did have their own Tom Hanks.
I know, he'll be in that one.
He's the captain now.
Yeah.
With rope pirates, and it's not a lot of fun, guys. They're really bad people.
Where's the fun music and the funny quips? No, people are being killed. They should reboot it, but as a modern pirate.
Yeah, I know, it's funny.
It's the same music.
Holding people hostage.
I know, gosh, it's terrible.
It's all hardcore, rated R. Damn, Disney.
That'd been funny.
But it's the same lighthearted music.
Yeah, it's the same score.
This was stupid.
But I think this is a bad idea. They're mulling the idea around. Just let it die.
Just let it go.
And I guess they wanted the people who wrote the Deadpool movie.
No.
Don't bring that kind of humor. Again, just because something worked somewhere else doesn't mean it's going to work with another thing. What worked for Deadpool isn't going to necessarily work with other things. Not even other superhero things, let alone a freaking pirate story.
Yeah.
That's from Disney. If this was a pirate story from Fox and they wanted to make it like a raunchy pirate story,
that would work.
Yeah, that would work.
When I say that Disney owns Fox now, but if it was under that label, not necessarily a Disney film.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, like Touchstone or
something
like that.
The thing is, Pirates is already known as a Disney film. It can't go outside of that now. It's kind of in that kind of, realm already.
Yeah, and the thing is that Pirates of the Caribbean's been around for 14 years.
Long time. I feel like it needs the ship needs to sail and let it go.
The series made $4.5 billion
That's
over
probably why they're going to reboot
But
it.
again, every film was a little bit less,
less.
so...
Well, another little side note story. Johnny Depp, who of course played Jack Sparrow, every once in a while in the Pirate of the Caribbean, when he goes to Disney, he acts like one of the
Yeah, he'll be
characters.
in the ride.
Yeah, exactly. And they tell you there's a certain way if it's doing something different, then it's him.
That's super fun.
That's
fun.
kind of cool.
And, but lately, Johnny Depp is box office poison.
Yeah.
Has he made a film that has made more than 5 cents in the last, 15
Well,
years?
no, it's sad. I had high hopes for the Lone Ranger movie, but that bombed.
Oh,
no-
it was such a good.
Here's the thing. People were expecting one thing and got something else, and they didn't like it. If you come into it...
It's supposed to be campy. That's the whole
And
point.
the fact that it's a whole story, like, did that really happen? Well, the Lone Ranger, anyone can be the Lone Ranger. That was the whole point. Everyone just didn't understand the film.
Well, they wanted the campy show.
I hate that. I sound kind of like a hypocrite when
Yeah,
people
yeah.
say, like, oh, it was too sophisticated for you. I just think it missed its mark with its audience, and its core audience was left bewildered.
Yeah. What they wanted is a movie where I'm there playing cowboys. And the Lone Ranger on TV, black and white. He's going around saving the day. That's what they wanted.
Yeah,
they didn't want a complicated story.
They built a world around the Lone Ranger, and I felt like people didn't understand.
Yeah,
which is sad, but you know what? It's
See, Johnny and everyone kept, Johnny Depp was in that one. He was Tonto.
Tonto, yeah.
Yeah, Tonto, yeah.
And so he's been in like a million things, and they never do very well. It's ever since the first couple Pirates of the Caribbeans, they're usually reviewed horribly.
Mm-hmm.
They perform poorly in the box office. He did that vampire one that was based off the show.
Oh yeah, the not Shadows. Not,
Deadly.
Was it Night Gallery? No.
No, it was Night Gallery.
No.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I know. My sister loves that film, but it's just okay.
The problem is it went on too long. It was too long. They need to cut about 20 minutes of that
I think it's
movie.
called Night Shadows.
Night Shadows, something like
that's
that.
that.
It was based off a TV series, but again, that was another underperforming, under-reviewed
Well,
movie.
I know that if Johnny Depp's doing it, Tim Burton's directing it, because my goodness, they've done so many things together.
But if they do this whole entire reboot, so they just recast everyone. Do you just tell the same story again?
I don't know.
Do you tell the Jack Sparrow story again, or do you just use totally different pirates and totally different thing? It's just called Pirates of the Caribbean again.
I would have liked to see the world maybe outside of Jack Sparrow, and like what Native was saying, we're like, oh, you hear of what he did, but it's about a different group of pirates or different people.
Expand the world.
Hell,
different.
go crazy. Here's another unpopular opinion. I liked the Treasure Planet animated film. Make it futuristic. How cool would that be?
Oh, yeah,
like they just go
future.
sci-fi, and it's like a steampunk world where there's still pirate ships, but it's futuristic.
That's how I feel about the Atlantis movie from Disney. I liked it.
That's another cult kind of hit.
Yeah.
But that would be cool if they literally just called Pirates of the Caribbean, but it's like way in the future. But it's a future that would have been like if it was still that world. So like you'll see a boat, but then it like takes off and flies. Like what the hell's going on?
Exactly.
And it's like it's a futuristic world. How cool would that be?
You know, for some reason I'm thinking the movie Baron Munchausen kind of feel to it.
Where it's like it's a world where a lot of crazy things are happening.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that kind of world. Yeah.
Where like they go to the moon. Like, they fly
with
to
the moon. They actually got a rope and they went down from the moon. Okay, that could work.
Because it's like that old like those like you see those old books from like the 1400s.
Yeah.
These odd illustrations.
Mm-hmm. It's like how we're gonna.
Yeah, and then and the moon was like a crescent moon, and they can usually use as a hook to go down like it. Yeah, that's how it works.
Yeah, like it actually has a point to it.
Or people will be like flying in bubbles, like how to get places. Like those weird books.
And they shot from a lava thing.
That
and
might,
went to the side of the
I
Earth.
would like it to be more sci-fi. And
Yeah, but I'm just as an example using it like the
aesthetic,
the craziness. Yeah, the aesthetic of it.
Because that'd be kind of cool. That'd be
that actually would make me say, just don't retread the old story. If you're gonna do this, go crazy with it. Go do a futuristic story.
Or you can make the Jack Sparrow an older character. He can be like the old man.
Or
at that
maybe
point.
he was cursed and then he has to live forever.
Yeah. And he's like an older guy.
Yeah.
Like, do that at least. Don't make him just the way he looked from the first one.
That'd be so weird. They just basically retell the same exact story. That'd be so stupid.
It'd be really dumb. It has to be someone brand new.
Yeah. Like I said, it hasn't been long enough. But this was like 30 years ago.
Yeah.
Then you could do it.
Then I give me Shaky McCain. I remember the original.
Yeah, exactly. I remember the original Pirates.
But that's still fresh in people's minds when you say Pirates of the Caribbean. Oh yeah, that movie with Johnny Depp. So like, oh no, the new one they're redoing, and it's the same story and the same characters. Like, it just doesn't seem it's gonna work.
No, it doesn't have the same.
Go
plot.
crazy if you're gonna do it. Do something completely subvert
And
expectations.
it lends itself to that kind
Yeah.
of world too. It does.
Then make it like Treasure Planet. Just make a Treasure Planet live action movie.
That'd be good.
I like Treasure Planet. Go back and watch it. It's not as bad as people weren't ready for an adventure film at that time. I think that's what killed it. People were still into Disney princesses, like princess type stories.
Yeah,
it was a fun adventure film, and that's what we want. Just a fun adventure film.
Treasure Planet was good.
Crimson Sin here. Thanks for watching, and be sure to like, sub, and share. Also, for the most up-to-date information about the podcast, follow us on Twitter at C15 Podcast.